Break it down.
Establish compelling data elements through the use of linkages. OTrim's Click Location Analytics enables you to gain a new level of insight into user behavior. Get your free OTrim. Simply register at www.coolzone.ai.
Hello, everyone. I've got another video planned, so I had to go get it. Okay, sorry about that. I got two different browsers on at the same time. Not a smart move. But anyway, thank you everybody for being here. No unicorn today. He's on vacation. He's becoming a prima donna. You don't pay me enough to come out. You know, that kind of crap. But anyway, we're negotiating. He'll be back soon. Prayers for Mr. Mufara. He is doing the operation today. It's a pretty basic operation. I mean, it's very simple, but still, you never know. Every prayers help and work. Again, thank you all for being here. I am stoked. Yesterday's update or follow-up of an update, I would say. It was a follow-up from the week before. I not only super happy to hear it, for the last few months, or maybe more, at least all this year, thought something else was going on for the better. And he explained it the best he can. I love the idea that we're not going to have a buildup of something. He'll mention it, and when we see it, it's there. For one thing, it's better for us because most of us, and I said us, cannot understand why, if something said, why it's not there that second. Even though if you talk to the tech guys, Ash could leave a meeting, a 360, in 5 minutes, have a phone call, and things change a little bit. That's technology. I mean, let's remember, there's many tentacles of Onpassive. And now we found out that Onpassive, the world of Onpassive that we're putting in our minds, and we're blown away how big it is, that he told us to zoom out, and Onpassive is only one moon of many of a solar system of what Mr. Mufara has, and we're part of it. That is, as soon as your mind's blown and then you find that out, now back off and look at it. I'm not surprised, but it blew me away. And I thought it was explained very, very well. I want to do, we're going to do a recap today. And I want to break down things because I know that's what I do. It's what we've been doing. I've been doing for over 5 years. Because Ash speaks, he doesn't get into every little hairy detail. And I want to tell you something. Through my translation of how I see it and what I believe, there is a percentage of error. Why? Because I'm not Mr. Mufara and I don't see what he sees. But I was gifted enough to be able to translate fairly well. If I get something not quite right or way off, Mr. Mufara will let me know. I would come back the next day and say, I'll show you a piece of crow. I will munch on it and then kind of redo what I said. Let's remember something. I can come in and tell everybody in the world, and you guys can all do it. This is my opinion. Ask Mufara does not have that benefit. He says that it's law. So that's why he's careful what he says. And I'm glad that he's going to bring out stuff. In other words, the power of it will be the product itself, not the product is coming. I love it. I think it's better for all of us, really. So let me go over this update. He was pretty juiced up about as many people showed up as quickly as possible as they did, because as you remember our live yesterday, I was in the middle of some spewing out of whatever I was doing, And Chris put his finger up and said, I got a call, blah, blah, blah. And it was asked, it was like 20 till 11. I want to do one. We'll do it 11 on Reds, right? Or some crazy thing. But it turned out everything fell into place. But that's Onpassive. You got to see behind the scenes live. That's how it initiates. Hey, how about if we, and then you try to move everybody to a different location. It was pretty cool. And everybody's getting used to Onpassive. So it was a lot of fun. He said, thanks for joining Tuesday. Basically because he has a medical procedure today. So like I said, I want to build on what I said last time. That's what he said. That's how it started. I want to build where I started. I will target from another dimension. Nothing has changed business as usual. Business as usual means, I'm going to break that down for everybody. Business as usual means before last Wednesday, anything that was said has not changed. None of it. When the money comes in, they're going to have a clean slate. They're going to pay people what's owed them, pay people what's owed them, and what's owed people is determined by sales. Sales determine commissions. Commissions determine bonus. Don't make any more than that. Then I don't know why people think there's just money floating around and you can grab it. But it sounds like a very good chunk of bonus and commissions for hopefully everybody gets something. The goal of the company is you don't pay again. So to put that together. And he's very particular about things happening, what he said. So that's what he's working towards. So never forget that. He always had the intentions and always will and forever delivering above expectations. I was blown away a month after I was an Onpassive. Every month after that, it was even bigger. I've said that for years. Yesterday actually blew me away so much my head hurt, okay? Because he went, soon as you think what you have, which is already hard to comprehend, he comes out with another dimension, letting you know, because in my mind, the head of the octopus was Connect that was all in the OES. There are all these little different legs. Now we find out, push that aside, and OES system, the whole system is part of something even bigger than that. That's mind-blowing. Very fortunate to be in there. But he said there are hiccups. We all know what happened. But it doesn't change the core, like what's happening. It doesn't change it. It might make you go, you kind of trip or there's a little pothole in the road. It doesn't mean you don't stop going. You don't just say, okay, I'm done. I tripped. I'm not getting back up. That's not asking for it. If you think that you have not been an Onpassive or you're not paying attention, that's an easy one. We know he doesn't give up. He said we made changes because we weren't happy with the pace. I don't know that anybody did anything deliberately. I really don't. I'm not going there. I doubt it. But the pace, and like I said, if you're 1 degree off of what Mr. Mufar wants here and here in his heart, 1 degree at a given amount of time is you can't even see it. You can barely see it in a microscope. But 1 degree a month after month after month after month, when you look back out the window, the road that you're trying to stay on is not even in sight. Because 1 degree day after day after day after day is now getting wider and wider. Ash grabbed it, said, we're going north, but not at the point I want to go. Okay, that's kind of if you want to look at it. We're going north. I wanted to go north, but we're kind of going northeast. That's all. And he grabbed it and said, no, I can't do that. And we found out yesterday that his dream, big dream, I thought we knew most of his dream. Was I blown away? His big dream was phases. And I don't mean phases of products and OES. It was OES, another, I don't know what it is, and more and more and more, just stacking the cool. So they're stacking the cool mini, medium, and maximum, and then mind-blowing, mind-boggling, as he said. That's what we heard yesterday. I loved it. Anyway, but that doesn't change. Every time he says something, people think, oh, then that means what's happening so far is a wash. We're moving. That's not what he said. He said it again. The core thing that I told you, it's still happening. Money comes in, people will be paid. Go look. I just put a new video up. I redid one they sent. We're talking about O-Trim and all. Everything's the same. They're building it up, making it the quality of O-Connect, what we have now. And by the way, O-Connect now, find a conferencing platform that's as good as it. There isn't any. Ask the Tech Pros. They use them all the time. Somebody was in a meeting and they came back and said, like, we used whatever, and there's no comparison. So we're good even when we think we're not. Our worst appearance to ask, like, yeah, this is good. Great is not good enough for him, and that's fantastic for all of us. Anyway, he said, we like to make people happy. Our loyal people, because it is our passion. It is joyful for us to see pleasure in people's lives. That's *Bara. I know many, many examples of that. I know some that I've heard about that some of you may not know, and one day will come clear. We're going to sit in the living room and just have fun. I could tell you my journey, you could tell me yours, and I'd love to hear answers because I guarantee it's a lot more amusing than ours, but that will be a lot of fun. He said, you will be proud that you stuck with us. Keep in mind, we could have done things differently, but of course, to the millions, we should not reveal things. And this was a misalignment. In other words, if I was around people that I really, really know, a core group of people, I know many, many people on Onpassive, but there's some, a few hundred by now, that I know really, really well. I could go into a meeting and say everything, spill my beans. But do you do that with a million people? Because you can't possibly know everybody's intention. The percentage of people with good hearts in Onpassive has never been done before. My opinion. I can't even find it in history. I mean, there might be, but I never saw it. We're good-hearted, really unbelievable people. But you have a few, out there that just want to buck the system. They're not going with the flow. They're always trying to row a different direction. Or just all the way through the trip. Are we there yet? Are we there? Like kids in the back seat. You remember that? I remember there used to be one. We pull out the driveway, get to the end of the street. We there yet? No, we only got 900 more miles to go. Anyway, we have some people like that. Nothing we can do. That's life. But man, we have a big chunk of core, unbelievable, beautiful, big-hearted people. That's what drives me. I know that. And I know it drives Ash because that's what he talked about. Maybe we shouldn't have revealed everything as quickly as we did, as soon as we did. Because remember something, when Ash says something in a big load, big open forum like 360 or somewhere else, not only Onpassive is listening, they're not. When he opened it up to the world, do you really think that there might be some competition or competitors in Onpassive? And that's okay. Not only do I think there is, I know there is. Okay, of course there is. Did Ash set it up to compete and destroy? No, not at all. Now people can think whatever they want, but what he really wanted to do is he said it, stack the cool, give people above average, way above average expectations of what good is. You pay $1, he's going to give you $20 worth of value. Not you pay me $1 and I'm going to give you 99 cents worth of value. I'm going to just get back. That's not Onpassive. That's not Mr. Mupara. Not going to hum about. He said it's not like it's not going to happen, but we need to adjust and push harder with practicality. What that means is he doesn't like the idea. It hurt him here to say something and it didn't quite happen that way. Or maybe it wasn't quite as top notch as he was. It beat him to his core. Now is he going to come out and cry and why? That's not him. Remember, I can vent. I can vent to Chris. Chris can vent to me. I can vent to other people. Who's he venting to? You can't. So, no, he did a self-analysis of the company and himself. If I did it over again, I'd do it the exact same way. He said, no, I'm not going to be that ignorant. I know there was things I wouldn't have done. But also, he's building something nobody's ever done. So you learn as you go. But he's learning out in the open. Everything that happened on Passive was like he built a house made of glass. You could see in every room in Onpassive. So could everybody else. So what do people do? Some people, they judge every step you make. Look at the underwear this guy's making. Well, nobody would say that in Apple because they never showed you that. They didn't show you anything until they walked out of the front door with balloons and fireworks and said, here's my Apple phone. We didn't go through the house. There was no glass walls where everybody could see in the whole journey. That's the difference. He said the actions of what is coming will shock you. He didn't say surprise you. He said shock you. Now, Ash doesn't hype. In fact, he tries to dumb down stuff. He said the word shock you. When I said I'm taking charge of this, and I know my work quality and what's possible, when you see during this summer the adjustments, it will impress you. It will by design will be delivered, and I want to really impress you. Isn't that amazing? I want to impress you. He's talking to all of us, not just talking to me. He's talking to everybody. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. For me personally, anybody that gave us attention, I want to ensure you do not walk away disappointed. I never want you to leave and say, that was good, but not that good. He wants you to walk up to other people and say, this company is amazing. This Mr. Mupara guy is the most giving, caring CEO, owner of a company that I have ever seen. What do you think is going to happen? For us to believe in Mr. Mupara, no bullcrap. The love we have for him, how much we admire him, and know what a big heart he is. What happens when the world gets to meet the results of what Mr. Mupara built? What happens when this company that we see, which is a small percentage, gets to see what Mr. Mupara, his wife, and the Mupara family, I'm going to say it like that, built to deliver to the world? And they get to feel like I do, Chris does, you do. What's going to happen? If you say, are we going to get traffic one more time? It's not what we're going to get. It's how fast and can we handle it? And what they did is they built a company that can handle it because it's coming. It's coming. I want you to think of the movie Field of Dreams. And remember the car line at the end of the movie, how many people are waiting to come see the field? But the first time his brother-in-law came up and said, what the freak are you doing? You got to sell this thing before you go bankrupt. You have no money. And that voice said, you build it, they will come. Ask out that voice. and it wasn't a movie. You build it. They're coming. They're coming. Call me an idiot or whatever. I can be an idiot, no doubt. But what I feel and what I'm seeing, they're coming. They're coming. I have an experience in marketing, maybe more than some of you think I do, and that's okay, or maybe less than you think I do. I'm telling you, when they see Justo Connect, and by the way, that's not good enough for Mr. Mapara, it's over. And then you stack a bunch of those in OEFs and then tell them, did you like what I give you? You darn right. And every time you put a product out, people go, I gotta have it. Why? It was built by Mr. Mapara. That's pretty powerful. That's what you want the world to see, that you're getting something beyond. And listen, as happy as that would make a consumer, which we all are, business people aren't going to be that happy because they can't match it. I'm sorry. They can't match it. They can't afford to match. You don't reconstruct a company that's been around 10, 15 years and say, okay, we're going to change our philosophy. You can change philosophy, but you can't change the core or in here. And you can't change the ideology. You can buy whatever you want. I mean, these big companies dumping $1 billion in something like it's nothing. Doesn't mean it's going to work. That's already built. The love and the care for the company is already built. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So anyway, so for me personally, okay, everyone had access to products for a year. Yeah, listen, he wanted to make this clear. And I don't understand why this is even thought about. Nobody's paying anything. Nobody. Well, what about what? Your 97 was given back to you when you bought the product. You bought the product for 3 months. Some of us 143, some of us 93. But all of us had it for over a year. Break down that money. Would you pay $1 a month? $10 for unlimited access every day? Many webinars you want? They don't owe us anything. If somebody's not happy and they want this grand leaving party, I don't know what you call it, leave. People say, I don't want to be there, I want to be deleted. Okay, if you leave and you never clock, you never sign in again, you're gone. You're gone. You don't have to do anything else. Nobody's going to come get you. Hey, aren't you? No, leave. Don't panic yourself. Don't get. Look, if you don't feel like I do, I'm not trying to talk you into it. But I think if you tap in and look at it really clear, and then judge it by your plan B, it's a no-brainer. I'm not going nowhere. You have to come with me with a gun, and even then, I'm fighting you before I go. I'm not. There's no reason. Where am I going to go? Where are you going to go? I could market somewhere right now and bring in 20,000 people in 6 months. And I'm not leaving. I wouldn't leave because that world is unfair. And there's only one person out of the 20,000, 3 people that'll make money on that, and that's me, Mike, and Dan. That's a business. That's disgusting. So remember what you have. Look at what you really have. Most of you know, and I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm talking to me too. You're in my living room right now, and I'm talking to you personally. I don't focus on 1,000 people, 5,000 people. That's crazy. I can't do that. I'm gonna go. I gotta speed it up a little bit. For me personally, everybody that gave us attention, I want to ensure you do not walk away disappointed. I'm not charging you anything. I just want you to believe in the journey. Everyone had access to the products for years, right? Okay. The change you will see is you will not know before it's been made. you will see the actions as it happens instead of this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. Boom, it's there. O Connect, the new O Connect, the one that to me is unbelievable. One night was there at 12:01. And it was during the 360 day because we used it that day. And no doubt, Chris, he's in the waiting room. I go, what the frick is wrong with you? I don't want anything to go wrong. I want to make sure everything's okay. So the baby came out. He's counting the toes and the fingers to make sure it doesn't have a cone head and it doesn't look like a squid. And as we were going, he's going, my God, this is unbelievable. Then we start getting feedback. I'm in Papua New Guinea. I'm in India. I'm getting in for 1/20, 1/4 of the data, 1/4 of the energy. Blah, blah, blah. That was the best, one of the best I ever had. I don't even remember the content, but that feedback was amazing because that's what we were all looking for, right? But it was even bigger and better than we thought. For me, I don't want to talk for anybody else, but he said, I will change what you see. I am stacking the cool to give more layers, accumulating the value that is happening as we speak. Okay, everybody? He didn't start whatever he's talking about 2 weeks ago. When he started talking about it 2 weeks ago, that means the foundation's there. It's been in process for a while, a long while, or he wouldn't have brought it up. That doesn't stop the core of what's going on. He just gave us new news. You see what you have, even though Connect? Yeah, I'm about to blow your mind. See how great that is? Yeah, that's not good enough. Wait until I show you the second planet. I don't know about you, but I ruined pants that night. Anyway, if you are just getting engaged, okay, Onpassive is phase 1. Onpassive, auto connect, auto trim. Onpassive is phase 1 in our journey. So I want you to think about what could be phase 2, phase 3. So zoom out and then put that little circle right there. That's Onpassive. That's crazy. I lost my mind. If he asked me anything right after that, I would be going, blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't even know what to say. It was mind. I could make up something, but I mean, something to say from here. It's just one section of a bigger scope of the new internet. O-Connect is going to create the new internet by itself. No doubt about it. I hope you'll be able to, I hope I'll be able to show you the blueprint of what that is. Technical people in the world will know how incredible it is. Okay, this was a powerful part of the statement that I hope people got. And if you didn't, I'm going to say it. When he said technical people will look at this and go, oh my God, I want in. He's not talking about just everyday people. He's talking about millions of O-Tech Pro type guys and people and women who will understand the technology and say, get the freak out of my way. I got to be part of this. That's what he's saying there. If I'm lying, if I'm wrong, Chris will be here by himself tomorrow. No, but really, I'm not kidding. I believe that with all my heart. I really do. And when you read it, and I'll tell you what, I didn't talk to the O-Tech pros about it. Go ask them today what they think that means. And they're going to tell you the same thing I just said. He's going to razzle dazzle consumers. He's going to razzle dazzle technical people that live off of this. People that understand it in the industry. They're going to go, look, if you, it don't take much to get me happy, okay? But if you take a technical person, a very highly educated technical person, and you have them flipping out like me, you have hit a whole new level of people coming in. People that will bring in people with them. I'm not putting anybody down. This is just fact. I know who I am. I can guarantee you I will not be dancing in some ballerina show in London, okay? This crap ain't happening. I know I could do it, but I just don't know where I'd put that thing you put on. Anyway, I'm joking. So that's a powerful thing. Just keep in mind, that's powerful. He said, now here's what the part I want to say in particular good for those who are engaged. I do not treat everybody the same. You cannot treat the loyal heavy hitters the same as a non-go-getter. You trust everybody, but the way they value the business. Okay, let me break this down. You can't expect Ash to treat someone like David Switzer, John White, Listra, Eric Kessler, Minnow, the same as that person who's rowing against the tide. Because I think everybody thinks, oh, the big go hitter. Yes, I did a lot. Yes, I built a team. That's not his limitation. He's talking about people. And when he says that, those people I just mentioned and hundreds more, thousands more are on the same side as me and Chris. It's not me and Chris and then nobody. I'm telling you. I know this for a fact. We've gone through this before. I'm talking about the people that complained to the people I just talked about. I'm not talking about the Robin Nobles and all those people. You guys know who you are. You're on webinars. Peter Rogers. Look, different skill set I might have. But if you have the heart that you believe so much in Onpassive, you're not going nowhere, and you go to webinars, you're here right now, you're engaged, you're helping other people, you're lifting people above yourself, you edify one another, you're part of those people that he's going to take care of. Extra. So don't think the wall stops just for what you're thinking. That's you. You're there, you have a big, because I want to tell you something. He knows as well as anyone else. Anybody, me, I can talk for me. If I went in and thought I'm getting 90% more than everybody else, I'm not talking about value money. I'm talking about being treated and having the same potentials, everybody equally, I would be pissed. But so would he. That's my point. When he says that, he's talking about, there's a lot of people in 5 years, 5.5 years that I've been here that talk out of both sides of their mouth. Oh, I love this company. It's so great. I can't. It's fake, right? Oh, I love this. I love that. And then you'll see a post where somebody says something negative, not constructive, just negative. And they agree. That person agrees. You're right. I don't like it either. Now, that's somebody that won't come up front, but their true feelings start coming out. Now, everybody thinks, yeah, but I said it in Facebook to a couple hundred people. Nobody's going to see it. Ash doesn't even have a Facebook account. Okay. Do you think maybe some of the people that work for him have Facebook accounts? I mean, just a news flash. Dr. Tarek is on Facebook as much as I am. You don't think they have Twitter accounts? Look at all my videos from Twitter. I don't care if Ash is on Twitter or not, or X or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. He hears it. He sees it, and it's gut-wrenching to him when he looks and sees part of this. I use the word furniture because it was a thing we started, and it was just because I'm very low vocabulary. I'm just walking back counter, okay? So I would say, but furniture means you would be comfortable being in the living room with them. Best way I can say it. And he can name 200-300 people personally, just boom, right off the top. And when you're the good person, I'm going to tell you something. This is fact. I don't want to speak for everybody else. I don't want to speak for other servants in Onpassive. Some of us think we're a little more than a servant. I don't know why. But when I talk to Ash, and I can tell you personally, and I'm even going to talk for Chris, but he'll be on. When I talk for Ash, and I know Chris talks for Ash, and other people. And I have an advantage that happened when I talk to them probably more than a lot of people. I get it. But when I talk, I can't think of one conversation that I'm not lifting somebody else up while I'm having the conversation. One of you. I'm not going in there bragging about some guy or some woman that just nonstop, just negative. But I mention people all the time because I know he's running a conglomerate that the best feedback I can give is you added another person to the core. Another one came in. You have another one. You have another one. He can walk into any one of our webinars and start naming people. And not only does he name you, he could tell you what your conversation was with him 6 months ago. This big ass can't do that. But I remember people's heart. When I walk in, that's a good person. I don't remember detail. I don't care. Because once I know in here that we match, that's a good person. It's a great feeling. Now, when you go on a webinar and there's that person or that woman where you're going, I don't know. Yeah, they talk good, but something's not right here. I'm not judging them, but that's a pretty smart guy. So when he says that, keep in mind, even everybody, and I mentioned Dave because I know Dave gets nervous. Well, nobody talks to me. I don't know. I love David Switzer. Ash knows David Switzer, okay? David Switzer is going to be great. And I'm not just picking on Dave. Love Dave. But everybody. There's a lot of diamonds out there. Listen, if everybody was me or Chris, there would be 445 YouTubes going on and nobody's watching. Wrap your head around that. We all have a different role. I took a lane a long time ago. I got in. I was going to build me, Mike, and Dan. Myself, Mike, and Dan. We were going to call it selfish. But I thought this is the first time I can build something. The people, at least that I'm inviting in, I'm going to tell them the truth because I don't want them to come back and be a pain in the ass for the company. Some people didn't do that. They went for numbers. Let me see how many I can get. Told them whatever they had to tell them to get in. Guess what? They're struggling now. Because the very people you did that to, that you didn't bring in truthfully and from the heart, they're fighting and bucking and jumping and they're not happy and they're complaining and blah, blah, blah. I thought I was going to make 10 grand a month because somebody lied to them. That was never said. We made it a point, and I'm not talking about just me, Mike and Dan and myself, we're going to get them in. We're going to build relationships. That's why we made Onpassive Nation. I didn't want a number. I would rather have 100 people that I just love talking to than 1,000 people I don't know. So we know a lot of people. And I know enough people that I know if I love Ivy Nix, I love everybody that she knows. Because somebody with a big heart is surrounding themselves with people with big hearts. Marty, I want you to meet somebody. 99.9%, it's a really good person, good heart. How do I know? She wouldn't surround herself with people that's not. Just like I didn't, just like Chris doesn't. That's how this thing, the impact is blowing things away. That's how we became Onpassive, the core. The strength of this company is the people. You can look back on my videos 5 years ago. I've said the same thing over and over and over. And if you listen to Mr. Mufara, the power of this company is the people. That's what drives him. While he's getting smacked in the face and stabbed in darts, he looks back to see if people are loyal and still with him. And he sees it and he goes, I got this. It means a lot. We became the wind beneath his wings. It sounds funny, sounds corny. I don't give a shit. I am a corny, funny idiot. I don't care. People think I don't care what people think. I believe this is good for people and I'm going to do it no matter what. Anyway, let me move on. I'm going to hurt myself. But everybody, trust me, is loved and will be taken care of. Is there a chance that when this initiates, I'm going to make more money than you in the beginning? Yes, I have a bigger team. Does that mean you can't make? No. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be, listen, when I got in, I was a marketer. I didn't know. I just knew I loved it. I'm going to bring in as many people. I didn't know the payment plan. I didn't care. My goal at the time, and Mike and Dan, was whatever comes out, whatever the end of this journey is, we need to bring in many people as we could. Will there be a benefit to it? Yep, I think so. But the big benefit is, on top of I probably will do well, it's from my effort, Dan's effort, Mike's effort, so is everybody that we invited. And some Oprah. I'm going to give you an example how that impacts. How many people, I'm going to question you. I know I'm getting late. Red, bear with me, man. Okay? Calm down. We're coming. How many people, let's be honest, India, around the world, not just here, and not just on Passive Nation, how many people do you think Mike's videos impacted to come into Onpassive? Do you think it might be more than actually came in on Passive Nation? I would guarantee it. Now, we didn't know that, and we didn't care. Well, when he started doing videos, these conversations happen. I hope this can help others, Mike said. Then we started seeing the numbers jump. Then we started seeing his videos that were copied. So you don't even get an indication in YouTube as a hit. They downloaded it. It was downloaded by thousands. That means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Dan, and I know it definitely means a lot to Mike. Indirectly, we have changed lives in a small way in this life-changing extravaganza, whatever you want to call it now, this universe of Mr. Mupara, okay? So it means a lot. But if you think, well, I'm not as good as Marty, that's a bunch of shit. You guys don't know me. I've done dumb shit. I peed on an electric fence, guys. Yeah, Mr. Einstein here peed on an electric fence in front of pigs. And when I came to, my pants were at my ankle, and I'm laying next to the electric fence, and pigs are freaking laughing at me. What a leader I am. Make sure you put leader next to this dumbass. Anyway, sorry, kids in the room should have left. No, they should be in school. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so let me move on. Time and energy has been given to those who have been willing to ride along. That's everybody. I'm talking about the marathon people that came in and you're still going. Time and energy has been given to those who have been willing to ride along. The journey, and based on quality of people, that's you can determine the roadmap accordingly. I am confident that where we are right now, this is a people business. Like I've been saying for 45 minutes, we are made of gold. 80% people, 20% mechanics. He's only said that 500 times. Does everybody hear it? 80% gold. 80% people, 20% mechanics. 80% founders or loyal people, forget founders, I hate that word. Frontier people, I made that up, I don't know what else to say. 80%, that's the power, and only 20% is the things that he built. That's crazy. Business is better than usual. Do not judge by the details. Don't judge everything because you don't get everything. If you trust us, let it go. You're not going to get it. He's got different departments in that head that most people don't have. He's got elevators. He's got freaking, escalators. There's shit going on there that we're just not going to get. It's the results we need to look for. God, I wish I had a better vocabulary. Okay. This is important. I'm going to break this down. We want to make sure we rock your world. I'm pretty rocked. And I don't know anything. I know 5%. Well, I found out yesterday, I know 1%. If that. And I was trying to climb up. I was trying to get 6, 7, 8. Yesterday he said, this is one planet in the solar system of Mr. Mufara. Oh, shit. Now I'm down to 1%. But that's a good thing because we know the other 99% is mind-boggling, is the word I like to say. Is it normal for things to go up and down with the right people that we have? We have technology to make it happen. We believe that we believe what we have will impact your life positively and will change you. It has not been a walk in the park. It's been a walk in crap. Our worst day he would love to have, by the way. I'm not talking about family and people hurt and people sick. I mean, just a bad day would be a fantastic day for Ash. Don't go by him smiling. I've talked to Ash before a meeting. This is one of the worst days I ever had. Come into the meeting, nobody would know it. Boom, click. He goes into, I don't want to hurt anybody else. I want to take all the shit. I don't want anybody to feel what I'm going through. On purpose. No jab. What person does that? I know people in my life, if they feel bad, they are spreading it. I feel like shit, and so is Marty. If he don't, I'm going to make sure he does. There's people like that. I'm having a bad day. I'm calling somebody and giving them a bad day too. I don't get it. But Ash isn't that guy. He takes the heat. His wife takes the heat. And look, I don't know her real well, but she's an amazing woman. She needs to be edified as much as anybody for being in this fight to change the world, because Ash isn't doing this alone. The sacrifice she's making, she's married to Mr. Mufara. At least she heard she was. But look how much he's given of his life to complete strangers. So definitely want to remember her. I don't expect you to believe me, but know that this has not cost you. We have already over-delivered, right? You have seen where we go, what we're doing. Everything else is a waste of your time and your dreams. Thank you, Daryl, Dan, and Peter. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry I took so long on that, but I went through it, and usually I don't get that detailed, but I had to. I really want to hammer it home, and I go by what people say, and I hear people, and because this live is for you. It's not to try to tell you I'm great, I'm here, you're there. I hate that. I hate that crap. I don't like people talk, oh, Marty, you could, no, don't do it. It's not good. I don't feel good about it. I know who I am. I'm happy. So we're in a good, oh, wow. Ooh, I started changing it to unicorn. Anyway, we're in a good place. Love you all. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay full steam ahead. Everything we knew before 2 weeks ago has not changed. The money shows up. Remember, they're not moving ahead financially until the slate is cleared. So it's not like they're living large and they're not in a big hurry to get us what we want. They need that money too. Because that initiates, okay, we go from here, we have new packages, let's go. That's a powerful thing that people need to realize. There was a hiccup, there was a bump in the road, there was a trip. They took it with us, and they didn't have to. Ash could have kept selling O Connect from September all the way to today. In fact, somebody here named, tell me if you wouldn't have done it. Yeah, you would have, because you're paying electric, you're paying people's salary, you're paying everything. So let's be blessed. And I'm sorry for going crazy today, but I had to get it off my chest or I wouldn't be able to sleep. Anyway, love you all. I mean that. And I'm joking about part of it. I'm going to turn it over to Chris if he has anything left, because I've sucked all the oxygen out. I warned him before I came. Anyway.
Your volume just went out, by the way. Red is going to wait a couple more minutes. Thank you, Redfern. Yeah, Marty had a lot to say. And for the record, I've never peed on an electrical fence. Very funny. I'll try to be real quick, guys, because Marty had a lot to say, and that's great. Real quick, I want to do happy birthday to my daughter-in-law, Jordan Johnson. Marcine Hambo, happy birthday to you. Dwayne Murdoch, and there's a whole bunch more, but happy birthday, guys. You know, what I got out of it yesterday is Ash said some pretty good things, and I understood exactly what he was saying. I watch videos every day to inspire me to say different things, and I watched a couple of them, and I got a lot of good stuff out of it. I want to explain something to you. The Pursuit of Happiness, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a Will Smith movie. I'll share it later. He's talking to his son about don't anyone ever let you steal your dream. Don't ever let anyone to tell you to stop dreaming. Protect your dream. Very, very important. We all have faith. No one can take your faith away, but they can make you change it. I have faith in God, and I have faith in Onpassive, and nobody's going to change my mind. When you're building a company, there's a couple of things that you need to know. Without commitment, you will never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Very, very important words. They're not my words. I read them because I loved it, and I try to inspire people. That's what I do every morning, looking for things that's really going to blow people up, get them excited. Pastor Ron, happy birthday to you too. Denzel Washington says, fall down 7 times, get up on the 8th. Don't give up. In that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, which is very good, go watch it. He never gave up. His wife left him. He was on the street with his kid. He never gave up. Turned out to be one of the most successful. I think he was like a broker and started his own company and went from living on the streets to living the American dream, as we call it. I think Ash Mafara, this guy's seen everything bad in his life, and he kept going. He's seen things that he never wanted to do again, and he wanted better for his son. That's Ash Mafara. He's seen things that were wrong, so he committed himself. He brought in people from all over the world, and he was consistent about it. He never stopped believing in his dream because he wants to protect that dream. He has faith like you wouldn't believe. Just like DeGarmo, just like Red, myself, you're not going to sway us in our belief, no matter what you say. And he said yesterday, big time, don't listen to other negative people. If they're saying bad about Onpassive, don't listen to them. Listen to what I have seen. Jaw-dropping shock of what's coming our way. That's people. How many of you know someone in your life that maybe passed away from a disease? And those individuals, I got to do something about this. I can't let this happen to anybody else. Ash Mafara, I got to do something about this. I can't let this happen to anyone else. So he was committed to do Onpassive. He was consistent. And I had a couple other things, passion and laughter. That's my lane. That's where I come in. I like making people laugh because it's good for the soul. Commitment, consistency, love, passion, and laughter. Nothing wrong with it. But what he broke down yesterday, again, answered any question that I had. He doesn't want to leave anyone behind. He talked about some people that he didn't say names that he's going to leave behind. And that's okay. He's entitled to say, listen, there's some little glitches, he said, but he changed the wording and said, and they're not little, they're big. Things are thrown at him constantly. And guess where it's coming from? People that were founders that went rogue, negative, whatever. He's not going to deal with individuals like that. All of you that are on here right now, he believes in you. I believe in him. Marty does. Red does. Keep that faith. You might not change your faith, But sometimes someone could persuade you. Did you ever think of this? No, I don't. I think of what that man told me yesterday, the day before, last week, 2 weeks ago. It's never been down. Even to his haters. Just ignore him, Chris. They're going to see soon. And when they see what really is going on with the passive, what do they got? They'll find something, trust me, but that's okay. Ash is moving forward. We are moving forward together. And we're just never going to stop. And that's the faith you should believe in. Honestly, don't let someone change your faith or your belief. Own it. If you got a dream, many people in our lives, every one of you had something. I've said this 100 times. Every time you tell someone what you want to do, there's someone that's going to say, are you crazy? Be crazy. Take a chance. All these things, I never had to take a chance with Onpassive. I believed in it. I believe that will change everything about me, my family, the world. And that's a pretty good belief, I believe. Anyone could believe in something that's negative. That's your weak mindset. Stay in the good. Good always prevails over evil, man. And that's pretty much what I got today. I'll say it again. Commitment, consistency, passion, love, and laughter. Some key ingredients to be successful, not just in business, but in life in itself. You've committed to this. You're consistent. You're laughing. You're loving. You're passion. Stay with those individual words there, and you're going to be just fine. Onpassive is coming, and I can't wait. Marty DeGarmo, back to you, Red. Thank you. I cut it a little short, Red, because I know you're going to do a recap.
All right, I want to confess something. Red, I'm very sorry. I was looking at the clock here, and we're on 57 minutes, but we started late, so it's actually 11:05. I'm really sorry. I was joking, but I didn't realize how late it was. I'm sorry. I got wrapped up in chatting, and everybody was fighting for you, Chris. So they stopped listening to me 10 minutes before.
No, they didn't.
Anyway, I wasn't doing it to cut out Red. I would never do that. Red knows that. Anyway, everybody here, because I ran too long, please go listen to Red, okay? Because he will not gibber as long as I do. Sometimes I get overexcited. This is that day. I'm confessing. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. And what is it, Wednesday? Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. Through the grace of God, we will be here tomorrow.
I won't.
The unicorn.
Oh, I won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah, it might be me by myself. Oh, and a unicorn will be back. And Marcianne, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I knew it was your birthday, but I kept thinking, it's a few days, but I forgot. It's Wednesday. It is. Anyway, you might be hearing from the unicorn. You just might. I don't know. Anyway, see you all. Thank you.
Go ahead, Red. It's all yours, brother. Thank you.
Go see Red.